Hello, welcome back to the channel. It is the first day of the season here in League One. There's two little bits of transfers that are going to happen. James Penrice looks like he's going to go to Fylde on loan, and Colin James has had an offer on loan to Chesterfield, and Southend looking to buy him for £50,000. Both of those have been accepted. Hopefully he chooses to go for some money and we can free up some wage budget on both of these players. Anyway, we'll just show you the transfers that we made this summer. So we'll go from the ones we made at the end of last season. Philip Rankin was a centre-back, 21 years of age, came in from Huddersfield. He has gone now out on loan to Wrexham in the National League. Next was Liam Shaw, came in from Sutton, £250,000. Spent most of his career at Sheffield Wednesday, a few years at Luton as well. After that was Bradley Reid. He's another centre midfielder. He came from Coleraine in Northern Ireland. Spent all of his career there. Played 185 times. Got 62 assists in his time there. And then after the 1st of July, Terry Green and Mike Weir came in on the 1st of July. Terry Green is a striker who can also play on the right side. More of a backup. Not particularly great with his finishing. Probably more of a right winger than he is a striker. Physicals are okay. Can make 4-star potential as well. 22. Whether he can reach that or not is a different matter. Mike Weir is a backup goalkeeper. He comes in from Wrexham, 1.5 star. Okay numbers, but again, he's just... all he is a backup. But hopefully he doesn't have to play too much. Then we brought in Lewis Martin. 16 finishing, 16 agility. Decent physicals, 19, probably can improve. The areas that we've got him in at the moment, got some very good numbers in some of those areas. Could do with his passing, his work rate being a little higher, but physically as well for 19-year-old looks very, very promising. Josh Pemberley is a right back. He's coming. He's probably going to be back up right back to, I think Richie Reid is going to be the predominant right back, 3-star player. Decent mentals, okay physicals. Technicals not great. His passing and his technique are good though. Shaden Morris came in on a free. He's a right winger. I don't know why I clicked milestones there. He spent most of his career at Fleetwood, time on loan at Crawley, went to Colchester. He's made 153 appearances in the Football League, scoring 17 goals, making 18 assists, so not too bad there. Flynn Marriott is a defensive midfielder. He came in on a free. He came through the ranks at Luton, spent some time on loan at Kidderminster, Wilson and York, and Havant Waterlooville. Before coming to us on a free, he has played 91 games, predominantly in the Vanarama National or North or South. And then lastly was Graham Donnelly, who is a striker, can play on the left wing. Dribbling, finishing, first touch, all pretty good. Hopefully he can improve that crossing a little bit as well. Some okay numbers in his mentals, and his physicals are pretty good. Strength is a little bit lacking for someone who's 6 foot and nearly 12 stone, but again, he's a backup player. In terms of the players that have gone out, Cammy Kerr, Jack Wells Morrison has gone out on loan, Devante Cole's gone out on loan, Charlie Weston's gone out on loan, Ashton Cummins on loan, Jimmy Doob has gone on loan, Leon Davis has gone to Bolton, Ewan Henderson has gone to Charlton, and Warren Watling has gone to Chelmsford on loan as well. So, whereas in the first season we spent 21k, brought in 11k, a lot of free transfers. The only money we really spent there was at the end of the season for Lenny Wright, Sereno. Apart from that, everyone else was a freebie. And then last season, everyone was in on a free. And then these three guys here at the end of the season came in for money. And then this season, just the money spent on Lewis Martin, the rest of them are freebies. A few players gone out on loan as well, just sort of balancing the books. Financially, we're doing very well. 365,000 in the black. We were doing better than that, but we got, I think it was the youth facilities accepted. So that means we spent about nearly 400,000 on that, but we're still in a positive bank balance, so that is good. Anyway, we played Charlton first game of the season, and they are expected to finish in 12th. We're 16th. We've dropped down one place since the last episode. Nonetheless, that means that this should be a relatively good test. See how good we are at this level. You go to the tactical meeting now, and the team we are going for this first game of the season, I did show it you at the end of last episode, but this is going to be the team. It's going to be Webb in goal, Sereno, Benjamin, Dunwoody and Reid, Marriott sat in front of them, Shaw and Hottie in midfield, Cover on the left, Morris on the right, and Martin playing up front. Hopefully we can get a good result here in the first game. It's away at Charlton. It's going to be a double header, first two games of the season. Let's see how we get on. 70 minutes on the clock and there's nothing happened in this game at all. Been so quiet. This is the first highlight of the game as Sereno looks infield to Shaw, receives it back, cover outside of him, looks at crossing towards Martin, takes a touch, hits it straight at him. Great first chance there really of the game, and the shot straight at the goalkeeper, and that will be his last action. We have been on top, we've controlled possession, we just haven't been clinical as we go into now what is going to be the final 10 minutes of the game. As Charlton have a free kick here, this will be against the run of play. If they were to score here, Murray with the ball in, Kerry gets up, Palmeiro for Forson, smashes it in, Omari Forson makes it 1-0, and the few fans that they've got here at the Valley have erupted because that goal has come completely against the run of play. Ball came in, Kerry headed down, Palmeiro just squared it across and it went through Sereno. If he just puts a leg out, he blocks that, it goes out for a corner kick or even deflects back past the player having the shot. And we are going to get well and truly FM'd here, I think, as McCann has a corner. Benjamin goes up for it. It's headed away. McCann can get there first. It's poor and he loses that to Palmeiro. Palmeiro can bring it away. McCann wins it back though. Brilliant work from the substitute. He loses that to Palmeiro once again. And Murray can fire it forward. Is Henderson going to get there first? He isn't. Richie Reid can deal with it. Benjamin now. Bring it forward over halfway into cover on the left hand side, back in field to Shaw, lovely little play, cover, squares it across for Alexander off the bench. George Alexander makes it 1-0 with 1-1 with 2 minutes left on the clock. Brilliantly worked goal, and we've deserved that. We've got back into this game now. Ball out to cover, he's ball in field to Shaw, into Sereno, lovely little triangular passes, and cover squares it for George Alexander to smash home from about 8 yards out. 1-1. And is there time for a winner? There may just be. There's 4 minutes of stoppage time, but there's still 30 seconds left of normal time as Benjamin can bring it forward now into McCann. Alexander, Donnelly comes in field, looks at ball at the top. Is Alexander onside? He's not. Flag very laid up. What a finish though from George Alexander. He knows his position is under threat. Just went a little bit too early there. The Charlton players weren't to know. Great touch, great finish. The flag goes up just as he hits the strike. And it looks as if... Oh, wait a minute. McCann. Ball in. Dunwoody gets up onto the bar. And that is another good chance to win the game. And it's going to be a 1-1 draw here. Our first game in League One. And we were the better team. Alexander and Cover, top 2 players. Martin didn't have a great game. Neither did Marriott as well in that defensive midfield role. It's finished 1-1 here. And we're going to get straight into the second game. And I think changes will be made. And off camera, we have played Salford City in the Carabao Cup first round. We showed a lot of cup games last season. Figured we wouldn't show as many unless we get some big ties this season. We beat them 7-0. George Alexander getting 2, Liam Shaw getting 2, Dunwoody getting 1, and Brandon Cover getting the other 2. That means it is time for the Carabao Cup second round draw. And we're going to draw all teams. There's a lot of teams still left in here. And we are away at Premier League Leeds. That may be a game we come back for yet. I'll have a look at the end of the episode. Before that, we're going to get into the Carlisle game. A team that came up with us, came third in the league. Let's see if we've recruited better than they have this summer. So in a sad bit of news, George Abbott has asked to leave the club. He doesn't think he'll be good enough to be a first team player. So he is out. I was going to bring him in for this game, but he is out. So the team we're going to play is Webb in goal, Sereno, Benjamin, Dunwoody and Pemberthy across the back. McCann in front of them. Reid and Shaw in the centre midfield. Cover on the left. Green makes his debut on the right, and Alexander up front. Let's get into it at home against Carlisle, a team that got promoted with us. Let's see if we've done a better job in recruiting, and let's see if we can go and get our first 3 points of the season. Pemberthy fires that free kick up long. Can Alexander get there? He can't. Headed away by Cook to Cochrane. He receives it back and looks long, but it's headed away by Dunwoody. Shaw with that through ball, cut out by Baldwin. And that's twice we've looked for a more direct ball being cut out, slightly more clinical, as that ball's put back. I thought for a second Alexander was going to maybe get ahead of Bonham. He didn't. Cover wins that header though. Shaw, McCann, Reid now into Alexander. Out to the right in Pemberthy. Looks at the ball. Cut out. Alexander's through and he's taken off his feet. He looked like he was just about to dink it over the goalkeeper and it was taken away from him. Shaw whips in this free kick. Alexander heads it and it sneaks in. And George Alexander gets his 4th goal of the season. And... it's his hand that's virtually offside there. Again, I thought that was a good goal. Not to be. That's the second George Alexander's had ruled out this season. Starting today, after his performance in the first game and in that cup game, that thrashing of Salford, as he picks up the ball now into Reed. There's no ball for him, so he goes to the left hand side of Serino. He looks that ball through to Cover, gets there one-on-one in front of the goalkeeper. That one's going to count. Brandon Cover, who got into a similar position in the first league game, but squared it for Alexander to get the equaliser. This time, the decision was made for him. The ball was maybe a tad overhit by Serino, but he still got there first. Keeper just didn't react, and then when he did react, it was too late, and Cover could just put it underneath him. There's 20 minutes on the clock. It's 1-0 here at Edgeley Park, and it will be bouncing now. 2 promotions, 2 league titles, and in their first home game at Edgeley Park, they are 1-0 up inside the first 20 minutes as we go into the final 10 minutes of this first half. Ball into Alexander Shaw. He flicks it all the way back to Serino. Into McCann. A little bit of pressure, but Pemberton can get it forward to Green. Into Dunwoody. McCann now. Time and space to find what he wants to do. Goes back to Pemberton. Ball in towards Cover. Flicks it on. Green gets there first. And he's offside. And that was a beautiful finish from Terry Green. Ball was flicked into his path and he's just lofted it over the goalkeeper, controlled. He was away offside as well. But again, flag doesn't go up until the ball hits the back of the net, and it looks as if with this dominance we're going to get into half time 1-0 up, and that we are. Great performance, really put Carlisle on the back foot. It's the second league game running where we've put the opposition on the back foot, and it has shown today as we have a 1-0 lead and 2 goals disallowed. We are into the final 10 minutes of this game, restricted Carlisle thus far to absolutely nothing as Serino cuts out that switch ball. Ball looks forward, Fredrickson can deal with it though ahead of Martin. Probably should have done better getting the challenge in there. Ball through to Saunders, he's one-on-one, and it's the first shot on target for Carlisle, and we concede yet again against the run of play. 7 minutes to play, it's 1-1. I thought Martin could have done better getting forward there and going with the ball. Saunders got in behind Benjamin, and that's a good finish. Not exactly sure what Webb was doing there. Didn't really get down to his right as he should have done, and it's 1-1. First shot on target we've conceded, and they found the back of the net with it, and it's going to be another game where we have dominated on the stats, but it's going to be another draw. 2 games, 2 draws, and that is not the way we wanted to start the season. So 2 games, 2 draws in games that we have dominated. We are going to come back for, I think we're going to play through the Leeds game, we're going to play through the Mansfield game there. I think we're going to come back for a double header. 2 home games, Blackpool on the Wednesday, Birmingham City on the Saturday. That's when you come back, middle of September. Hopefully we could have put a couple of wins together before then. I mean, a little bit of luck, we might be able to qualify for the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. I doubt it, but that's where we're going to go. Blackpool and Birmingham, back on the 12th of September. If you've enjoyed what you've seen today, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time, where hopefully we've got some steady footing in League One.